Hi, Mr. Loader here. Wanted to explain the learning for Wednesday the 10th of February. It's a science lesson. Now, what we're going to be doing is using sequential language to explain the stages of plant growth. Okay, now I'll talk about the what and then we're going to do a little recap. When we talk about sequential, it's a change in the word of sequence. Okay, and what we mean by sequence is putting something into an order. Okay, so we need to think about what language we can use to be able to put something in a sequence. Okay, and then that's going to help us order the stages of plant's growth. You might want to just have a think, what words have we used this year? Because there's been a few times when we've used some type of word to help us put something into an order. So if you want to pause the video. Okay, right. Now, hopefully you came up with the words time connectives. Okay, time connectives like first, next, second, then, after that, finally. Those all those words help to put something into an order. So that's the language that I'm expecting for you to use. Right, I'm going to do a recap. Okay, it's what do plants need to grow? Now, these are things that we've learned over the last few weeks. So plants need water. Okay, without water they'll dry up and die. They need sun. Okay, so they can make their own food. They need good food found in soil. Okay, so they have special nutrients in the soil that they can take out of the soil to help them to stay strong. Warmth as well. Okay, so you can kind of touched on it, didn't we, when we did that experiment, that not all plants grow very well when it gets too cold for them. And then obviously without water the plant will die. Okay, right, so back to the sequential language. Okay, now I'll put on there first, secondly, next, after, then, and finally. Now I know this hasn't got anything to do with science, but it's that language that I want to show you how to use. So the cards, now I think they're missing. So the card at the bottom would be first, wouldn't it? Okay, you've got to wet your hair when you're in the shower if you're going to wash your hair. So this is how to wash your hair. We're going to be doing how to grow a plant. But remember, titles for instructions often start with how to. So, and we could do the things that we need, okay? And the things that we obviously need are water, shampoo, and we're going to need a towel at the end, aren't we? Okay, water, and I'm going to put on here actually shower. That's where we're getting it from. So, step one, it's first put on the shower and get your hair wet. What am I going to have to do next? Right, it's going to have to be, isn't it? Put the shampoo onto your hand. So, secondly, put some shampoo onto your hand. Right, what would we do next with that shampoo? That's right, we would rub that shampoo into our hair. So, next, rub the shampoo into your hair. Now we might put a time on there, might we, for 30 seconds? Right, after that, it's going to be to rinse the shampoo out, isn't it? So, after that, rinse the shampoo out of your hair using the shower. And then finally, dry your hair with a towel. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully that shows you what you're going to need to do. So you're writing instructions basically on how to grow a plant. So number 12, this is really, really basic, isn't it? It's just giving you an insight. So it's using some of that language of what you do to start off to get when you plant your seed. First, you fill your pot half full of soil. Second, you plant the seed or bulb in the soil. Next, cover the seeds and bulb with more soil. And then finally, put the seeds and bulbs in a warm and sunny spot. Okay, now I've also put a video on here for you that helps to recap on the stages of a plant's life cycle. That might just help remind you. So your activity is to use the sequence cards to show how to plant a seed and getting it to go into a fully grown plant. Remember to use the instructional language, okay? And I've given you that demonstration, haven't I? So I'm just going to show you quickly. On here, sequencing, it's this here. So you've got these pictures to help you sort, to show what you must do to get a plant to grow. Okay. There is a support activity if you need it. And then the challenge is to include adverbs when sequencing. Okay, then once you've done that, there is a plenary look at the plant cycle interactive activity, and you must download that. You can't just do it from here because they're drop down questions. Okay, thank you. I hope you found that helpful.